How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about PROG stock that had quite the pullback inside of the market. There was a lot of selling pressure, and we're going to be talking about that inside of this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in a bearish case scenario and as well as in a bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know what was the buying and as well as the selling behavior like on the institutional side and as well as on the retail side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for PROG. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $3.12, being down 14.29%. On the low, it tested $3.05, and then on the high, testing $3.67. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 38.747 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 105.106 million shares. So we did have well below the average in volume, and it's part of the reasons why we saw some pressure on the stock. We also want to keep in mind that a lot of medium and small cap stocks are getting sold off quite a bit, and I want to make sure that you're aware of this, and it's part of the reasons why I feel like it has impact on the price action on PROG. So now when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is right around 46.51. And then when we take a look at our moving averages, we have strength above the 100-day, the 50-day, the 200-day, but we are below the 21-day EMA. As you can see, there was a lot of selling pressure on the day by this big red candle. So as you can see from this downtrend, we want to see if PROG can hold up the $3 level. This will be essential. If it breaks through the $3 level, then I'm going to look for a bounce off the 200-day at $2.93. If it falls through the 200-day, this is where it starts looking very bearish, and I'm talking about where we can get to levels where we start testing around 284 or even around this area here around 274, which is no surprise because that is right above the 50-day where it's set at 272. Now, as far as for anyone that believes in the long-term prospects of PROG, of course this pullback could be something to take into consideration for a position. Now, as far as for traders are concerned, you can make money in either direction. So if it continues to be bearish, then of course you can have a strategy for that. But if you're looking for it to be bullish again, then you're going to want to see PROG at least come back to this $3.50 level and then make that move above the 21-day EMA, which would be at 367. So it's very clear that this 367 area is going to be an area of resistance, and you can see we ended up experiencing that on November the 26th as well. So this is why you want to see a strong move up so we can essentially try to get here to $4 and then seeing where we can go from there. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for PROG. So the dark pool short volume ratio is at 52.03%, and then for the dark pool short volume being just over 6.68 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 1.2 million, updated 5 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 47.82%. As we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 26th, which was a Friday that just passed, it was at 52.03. So one thing that is very clear, we also see a reduction in the short borrow fee rate. So analyzing these numbers, it's clear, yes, we have a lot of shorts that are in this play and it does have short squeeze potential, but that short borrow fee has been coming down. We've seen it be as high, being in the 70-cent range. It came down to the 60s, came down to the 50s, and now it's in the 40s. So keep this in mind if you are going to be trading this. So now let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for PROG. So we could see here on the inflows at 25.14 and then on the outflows at 26.15. Taking a look at the breakdown even further, on the large it was 1.39, on the medium it was 15.13. When we take a look at the outflow side on the large, it was 0, on the medium it was 18.61, and then on the small it was 7.54. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for today, November the 29th, it being an inflow at 1,389.26. Now when we analyze these numbers even further, you can see for the small scale side, which tends to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the large, that's where we had more buying than we had selling. So what this clearly tells us, as far as for the retail side and the institutional side, the demand was there for PROG shares. Now when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 23.87%. This is of no shock whatsoever. We know there's a lot of traders that are going in and out of this play, and also there's going to be people who are going to be selling. But I do know for a fact many were taking advantage of the dip inside of PROG stock, so that opportunity was there if you wanted to take advantage of it. So let's jump into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for PROG stock, from a technical aspect, what you want to see it do is hold up support at the 200-day around $2.93. You want to look for a bounce off that level. But what I don't want to see it actually hold up is that $3 area of support. If it's able to do this and if it wants to consolidate, then you can look forward to that next move up. But of course, breaking through these key levels could be of interest for anyone that believes in long-term prospects and wants to be an investor. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. So this is part of the reasons why there's a lot of volatility in this play. There's also a lot of shorts that are inside of this play. So do keep that in mind, and it's part of the reasons why you're witnessing the price action. Another thing to be aware of, we're seeing some strong sell-offs in small and as well as medium cap growth stocks. Many are doing this for tax purposes. So do know if this stock does continue to sell off, then there might be even a better opportunity for you to take advantage of the dip. And like I've said in previous videos, I am not holding any positions whatsoever. When it comes to PROG, I rather trade it intraday. I don't like holding plays like these for multiple days. That's just how I do it. You don't have to follow my strategy, but I know many of you hold on to shares and you're like, hey, this stock is pulling back. What should I do? If you've done your homework and if you've done your due diligence, then you shouldn't be concerned whatsoever if you decided to be an investor for this particular stock. And this is why I feel it's important that you're getting unbiased information. A lot of videos on YouTube are saying, well, it's going to go to the moon, it's going to be short squeezing and so on. But one thing that you need to look out for is yourself. Right? At the end of the day, it is your money. So when you're putting your money into a stock, or whether you're just investing in the stock market as a whole, you want to make sure that you're doing it wisely. And doing it wisely comes with having high conviction. And high conviction comes from doing your homework and your due diligence. And that's why I say it every single time, and even multiple times inside of my videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.